Hi everybody. Today I wanted to talk about holiday planning and how I've been preparing for the upcoming holidays. Now, if you don't celebrate the holidays or the exact ones that I do, I wouldn't be turned off by this because I really feel like this can apply to anything across the board. Whatever you have that's going on, whether it's a special occasion or a big event or a big project. For me, this is more of like a project type planning. It's just something that requires a little bit more than, 5 minutes every night preparing for the next day. Now, where I'm coming from is that I wanted to use what I had around the house because I have a lot of notebooks and maybe like you, an extra planner or two that are just laying around that I wanted to use. There are a ton of adorable things out there. There are actual holiday planners, Christmas planners, things like that. There are also really cute things from Etsy where you can just buy the PDF and download it and print it out yourself. But that's not really what I wanted to do. I wanted to use what I had. And so that's where I'm coming from. And so what I used was this notebook right here that I had that's very, very old. I also used my plum paper planner. And then I also used my Erin Condren family calendar that you've seen before. So I will get into all of those in just a moment. So with anything, I feel like you just need to kind of take a step back and decide what is going to make this particular occasion special for you, what is really going to be meaningful, and then you start kind of brainstorming ideas. And I brainstormed my ideas in this particular notebook. I will show you right here. Here's Thanksgiving. It's going to be a little hard to see because my pen was running out, but here's Thanksgiving. Here's some menu or food related things that I wanted to maybe possibly make. Here's Christmas, and I didn't have enough paper. I should have done a little bit more for Christmas as far as the food, and then there's New Year's. So essentially right here is going to be 6 pages of brainstorming, and I really, at least in my experience, have not seen that there's that many pages in a particular planner that you have to plan. So for me, a notebook was the right idea on that. And like I said, you can use this for any type of special occasion. So right here, you can do gift ideas, activities, budget, anything like that. Just for me, is just kind of just to start the brainstorming. This actually took me, well, the whole process I was going to say would take me about an afternoon. And I know that maybe seemed like a lot, but I do a lot of research on Pinterest, and I did ask each member of my family what they really wanted for each particular holiday. So it does take a little bit of forethought and some planning. But you just kind of ask yourself those kind of questions: is what really makes this holiday for you? And for me, I just ask each person in my family because those are the ones who really matter. Those are the ones who will be actually doing the celebrating with me. So I want to respect each person's opinion and try to accommodate them. And then also for me at least, we needed to reevaluate a lot of our traditions. A lot of them we've outgrown. For instance, for Christmas, we used to, of course, like many of you, would ride around in the car with some hot chocolate in our pajamas and look at Christmas lights. And because we're all older and we've done that so many times, we're actually not going to be doing that this year. So for me, it's just been important to really reevaluate everything: the traditions, the food, the presents, all that kind of thing. And then after I did that in my notebook, I started writing it down on paper. Now I found some really adorable things on Pinterest, which I love because it's free, even though I had to print it out. So I found these really cute, let me see if I can find these really fast, these really cute bucket lists. So I have a Christmas bucket list and a Thanksgiving bucket list, and I'll put the links to this below. Let's try and get that in frame here. But I like these particular ones because they divided it up into sections. And so for me, it's a very visual thing, like to see if you're balancing out. You don't want to do everything necessarily at home or have like a million things to make. And then if you have all of the out and about, you're probably, if you're like me, those are kind of more exhausting than doing things at home. And so for me, it just was, I could see at a glance if I was having some balance with our celebrations. So I really like these Thanksgiving bucket list. So I just took the things from my notebook right here and I started putting them down right here. And then this hangs up on my bulletin board in my office. And then I also found some really cute calendars. And then these were kind of like my brainstorming type of calendars where I would look at this schedule And let's do these one at a time here. I would just look at the schedule. And so what we had going on as a family, I would ask, every member of my family what they had, if, a certain day, especially on the weekend, was busy. And then I would just start plugging things in. So, there's a few scratches out here, and then here's my Christmas one. As you can see, some arrows and things like that. So just making sure that everything was going to work. And then what I did, so these are my kind of brainstorming type of calendars where, like I said, make sure that everything was going to work. And then I actually found a cuter December calendar, and we'll link all these below. But then what I did for November is I actually made calendars for each one of my children, whoever applied, if they have their own house and things like that. So then I only wrote down, as you can see, there's not a lot written down on here, because this for me is more of like my task list and things that I need and want to get done. They don't need to know all this. They don't necessarily need to know what I'm doing on a particular day to get prepared unless I specifically want them to help me with it. So this is just what we're doing as a family and our schedule for that. So we want our kids to help us, hang the Christmas lights outside and things like that. So this is the copy that they got. That's, of course, for Thanksgiving is not a whole lot. It's not as much as December. And then here's the one for December. So a little bit more going on, especially during the weekends, and things that they need to be attending. Now, we don't require, quote unquote, require our kids to be at our house or attend anything that we have going on. But we did, because they told us that they really liked particular things, that's what we planned. So we expect them to be there just because that's what they wanted. And then we've got a big day right here. My son is graduating from college, so that's really cool. So that's not necessarily related to Christmas, but it is on the December calendar. So any of these things, they are welcome to join us or not join us. The only thing we kind of actually, I guess, expect is for us to see them at a holiday just sometime. And so because my daughter is married in, we call it the on or the off year if it's on for our year. They are actually going to be with us on Christmas this year and not Christmas Eve, which is totally fine. And so we just kind of planned our activities around what they wanted to do on Christmas Day instead of Christmas Eve. So that's just how it works. And then what I hand out every year is something like this. Now, I really like these. These each have their own little, they're the same, but they're a different icon. So I really like these. And I hand these out at about Thanksgiving time to each member of my family. I just like, because I don't always know, like even though I see my family and my children at least probably once a week, I don't always know what they're into. They're grown adults. So this just talks about things I'm into, their favorites, what they want and what they need. I like this, what they will wear and what they will read, because I've always tried to buy them at least one book for Christmas. So I will hand these out, and they've come to expect this now. They don't expect presents. They are very grateful, and we've tried to instill that in them. But I don't know if you're like me, but when I go to the store, I want to buy things for people that they actually want, not necessarily what I want to buy for them. So this is how I've handled what they wanted. And I don't really hand this out until Thanksgiving, because even that we're all adults, throughout the year, I've done it in the past where I've bought gifts and things throughout the year, but inevitably they change their mind or they find something else that they like more. So I just have learned not to hand this out until it gets closer to the holidays. And I really don't start planning or shopping for the holidays until Cyber Monday. I don't do any Black Friday shopping. I'm over that. I've done that one too many times. And so I really just do a lot of my shopping online. And then anything else, I'll just go shopping in town. So those are kind of like my pre-planning. And then when I actually get to my planners, let me start with my plum paper. And so anyway, the calendars are how I communicate with my children and finalizing the plans and things like that. So the plum paper, like I said, had this extra planner that I wasn't using. This is probably the only planner I think for this year. I'm looking. The only planner this year that I haven't really been using. And so I had this sitting around, and so I thought, well, what can I do with this? Instead of, buying something, I do need to do holiday planning. So I decided to do all of my holiday planning in my plum paper. Now, I really only needed a monthly calendar. I don't all my Christmas cards and things like that are online, so I didn't really need, something that's too detailed. And so the calendar that I showed you, that Thanksgiving calendar, I took this because this was kind of like my rough draft or my first draft, and then I put it actually in here when I decided that yes, everything was going to work. Now this for me, I guess for lack of a better word, is an adult sticker chart, because I haven't put anything down yet. I'll show you how I'm going to do that in just a minute, because I knew I was going to do this video. But for me, this is my task list and the things that I need to get done. Nobody else needs to see this, because if you're like me, I'm the one who's really in charge of the planning and actually getting most of the things done for a particular holiday. So this is the thing. And I do have one thing, maybe a couple things per day, but this is really more of a task list. I do try and get it done on that day, but there obviously life happens and I haven't been able to do that. But that's how I get from the planning to the rough draft to this is kind of like the final draft. And this stays open on my desk in my office. Nobody really looks at this. I mean, nobody cares in my family about only my planners. And so I know if I write something private necessarily, or things that I don't really want them to see, that I don't really think that they're going to look at it. So anyway, I have these dollar sticker books that you get at the craft store with Michael's, and I've been using the pumpkins in this particular pack for my family wall calendar that I've shown you before, my family planning on the wall. And so I decided I might as well just use this to mark off this one, right? And so this is all I'll do, is I'll just take a sticker and put it down like I've done this one. So I'll just mark these down like this. And so hopefully by the time we get to the end, then I will have either almost everything or absolutely everything done. So anyway, you can just get the idea. So hopefully by the end of the 30th for this month, I will have all these with a sticker that I got them actually done. And as you can see, I did put down a little bit of washi. I like to mark off the days that are not part of the month, and then I have so many stickers, I'm just trying to use them up. And these particular ones are so big that this is really the only place that they will fit into any type of planner. So that's all I've done for Thanksgiving. And then for Christmas, this is how my Christmas one looks like. Kind of the same concept here. I've just got the really thin washi. I think this is 2 millimeters, that outline very special days that we have going on. And then I just plugged in, just like I did with November, just plugged in from here, from the pre-planning, brainstorming, to the rough draft, and to here, and make sure that it all worked out. Now I did ask everybody if they had work parties, neighborhood parties, church parties, anything like that that we had going on. And that's just to make sure that we didn't overlap anything. So that's just how it all works out. Now I do have some things, my kids still love to get new pajamas, so I'm gonna actually make those this year. So that's what I was talking about, some private things necessarily. They don't need to know. I think they're kind of expecting that they will get them, but they don't know for sure. So this kind of a thing, I don't ever foresee that they will look at this, but my family is super duper into Elf. They just love that movie. And so I was able to find some stickers, which is really fun, which I'll show you those in just a moment. And then these I have different, obviously I have lots of stickers, but I haven't really decided for the Christmas ones. I have like these, either the candy canes or the peppermints right here that could be really cute to use for my December task list kind of thing. Or there's also more candy canes here and some stockings and some stars. I haven't, like I said, I haven't really decided which one I'm going to use. And then this one has really cute snowflakes on it. So I'll decide that when I get, probably next week as I get closer to when December starts. So this is our calendar. For the most part, we're just doing pretty low key. We've got just a few family parties. We're going to have a Grinch party with our ugly sweaters, and then an elf party. We've got my son's graduation, so that's a big day that we're going to just celebrate all day. And then here's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then for New Year's, New Year's is pretty low-key. Like, we don't drink and we don't really party. And so we're just going to have a really super nice dinner at home. And then there is a dance that we're going to go to. So, that's the way we roll. We're just not too exciting. But that's how I've planned for my actual planner. So my plum paper is how I use that. And then for my family calendar, which you've seen a ton of times, same thing, just kind of done some pre-planning. These are some things that I haven't written down yet, but I call this my once a year washi because it's so huge that it covers 3 days, that I'm only able to use it for the Thanksgiving weekend. But that's really cute. And then we have a mini trip that we're doing for Thanksgiving. So this year is a little bit different for us for Thanksgiving because I am actually not making Thanksgiving dinner. We're celebrating my parents' 50th anniversary, and we're doing a little trip over the Thanksgiving holiday. And so we're actually eating at the restaurant. And so we're all really excited about that. And then here is just how let me get this out of the way. This is how I've done my menu. I haven't done my full December menu yet, but I have plugged in, because I know the certain parties and the different occasions that we're having, I have plugged in exactly what we're having for those particular days. And then next week I'll probably finish out my December menu, my full-blown menu. And again, here's just more planning. As you can see, I started right here with some countdown stickers. And this is our ugly sweater party with our Grinch party. Here's the first day of December. I've got those. This is the Cyber Monday elf party right here. We're having a picnic under the tree on this day. This is my son's graduation day, more countdown stickers, and then of course here's Christmas Day. So as you can see, I mean, not some decorating, but I can't really do it until we get to the actual week. Here are the ugly sweater stickers. If you're interested in that, I got those from Hobby Lobby. These are some Sticko stickers that have really cute trees and presents and wreaths on them. These are those elf stickers. I actually just found these last week. Sorry for the glare there. These are really cute. I would never have bought these, except my family is so into Elf. They just adore that movie. And these are stickity doo-dah is how you say that. And these I just got from Target. They were actually in the card section, not the craft section. And then these I got last year from Joann's. These are Darice brand, I think is how you say that. So these are my countdown stickers. I got 2 of those. So I have one on I'm going to use these for my family wall calendar to count down, and then I'm also using that here for the countdown. So anyway, that is the actual planning. As you can see, I've got my Thanksgiving covers on both of these. And then for the pens, if you're interested in that, I just used some really low quality pens. These are the Right Dudes. I don't know if you can see that, but Right Dudes gel pens. They are not great. I wouldn't recommend you buying them, but I'm just trying to use them up. This is kind of a coppery brown that I'm using for Thanksgiving, and then this is a metallic red for Christmas. And another cool thing that we're doing this year is we are doing an edible tree, so that goes back to my planning on what I need to get done around the house and things for me to make right here, which I can keep in front of me for my Christmas bucket list. So everything on the tree, I've done this once before and it was a huge hit, but everything on the tree you can actually take off and eat. And a lot of people probably ask about budgets. I know that's a huge issue. I've talked in the past about how we do the Dave Ramsey system, and we do have a sinking fund that's in the bank. I actually have not taken any money out yet to start shopping because I don't really do that until the week after Thanksgiving when it starts with Cyber Monday. But our budget, we have 6 people in our family. That includes my son-in-law, and he and everybody else gets $100 per person is what we plan. So that's $600. And then we plan about $100 for extra food or anything like that, decorations, and then $300 for miscellaneous. That's entertainment, stockings, any other gifts for other family. We don't really exchange presents with any other side of the family, which is too huge, and we've just decided a long time ago that we weren't exchanging gifts. But that's really it. So like I said, this does require a little bit of planning. It took me about 4 hours with all the research and the planning that I did, but it really, for me, saves a lot of stress and just last minute rushing around or just forgetting something. So I hope that's just helped you to think about your process and, just do a little bit of planning. So thanks for watching, you guys. Happy holidays.